Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome courtside to the Keating Center in Chicago, Illinois, for another presentation of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Today, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball team takes the floor at the Keating Center as they play host to the Mount Mary Blue Angels. Chris Rouse here courtside as we get ready for another presentation of women's basketball. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks come in having won two consecutive matchups, winning last week by 56 against Maranatha Baptist by a score of 91-35, and then prior to that, winning by 10 against Eureka College. So Illinois Tech coming in riding high, having won their last two outings. Today they'll be taking on a 5-5 Mount Mary team, also coming in following a 15-point win in their most recent outing, which occurred on Saturday against Northland. It was a game for Mount Mary where they finished with three players leading the way in double figures, but unfortunately for Mount Mary, they will be a little short-handed today. They have three players listed as inactive. One of them is Deja Rivers. Deja Rivers in that ballgame had 12 points for the Blue Angels, but this is a Mount Mary team that, as I mentioned, they don't really have a player that averages 10, but they do it by committee. They have three players that average 9 a game, and they're led by Vanessa Diaz, who currently averages 9.8 points per game to be exact. In their most recent outing, it was actually Nazaya Bobo who had 14 points off the bench, and also Deja Rivers provided 12 in a reserve role as well. So this is a Mount Mary's team at 5-5. They've proven that they can go deep into their bench for head coach Joshua Steffen. Meanwhile, for the Scarlet Hawks, head coach Carissa Sane will have Grace Goodenough, who had 19 points in Illinois Tech's most recent outing when they won by 56 against Maranatha Baptist. As of late, Coach Carissa Sane has been getting solid production out of her backcourt. Namely, Mia Spica has been playing the primary ball handler role for the Scarlet Hawks. Also, Camden Joko and Abigail Marino have been able to provide versatility in the backcourt for the Scarlet Hawks. And then, of course, Barrett Roosing, the all-around perimeter threat, wearing number 10 for Illinois Tech. Always fun to watch on the floor when the Scarlet Hawks are in action. Scarlet Hawks are getting ready to line up, as are the Blue Angels. In just a few moments, we'll get the playing of the national anthem and the introduction of the starting lineups. Mount Mary in the navy uniforms with the tan numbers and white trim. Illinois Tech in the white uniforms with the red numbers and black trim. And in just a moment, we'll send it down to the public address announcer for the day, Eric Willowhite, and we'll get the introduction of our starting lineups in just a moment.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Keating Sports Center for today's women's college basketball matchup. A matchup between Mount Mary University Blue Angels and your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or other abusive comments and actions directed at the officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated with any grounds for removal from the Keating Sports Center. Fans, a reminder, permission to enter the court or the bench areas are restricted to student athletes, coaches, game officials, game staff, and authorized personnel. Unauthorized individuals violating this policy will be subject to removal from the Keating Sports Center. And now, fans, if you would all please rise Now let's get our starting lineups. First for the visiting Blue Angels of Mount Mary University. Sophomore guard from the University of Wisconsin, number 2, Isaiah Bobo. Sophomore guard from Central Florida, number 3, Vanessa Diaz. Junior forward from Strong City, Kansas, number 14, Alexis Hatcher. Senior forward from Chicago, number 23, Lydia Lucas. And a sophomore guard from Highland, Indiana, number 32, Sinai Valley. The Blue Angels are coached by head coach Joshua Steffen in his fourth season. Assistant coaches Cassandra Colson and Eric Brooks.
So there are the starting lineups for today's contest. We'll recap them for you here. First, for the visiting Mount Mary Blue Angels, they come in with a record of 5-5, led by head coach Joshua Steffen in his fourth season. A year ago, they went 12-12 at the Blue Angels, set records for wins, and also had the winningest season in program history. Today, they will start with number 2, Naziah Bobo, number 3, Vanessa Diaz, number 14, Alexis Hatcher, number 23, India Lucas, and number 32, Sinai Ballard. They'll go against the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. They'll have the white uniforms on. They'll go to the south basket. They'll be going right to left to start us off. And they will start with number 2, Camden Joko. Number 10, Barrett Rusing. Number 13, Julia Bucci. Number 22, Grace Goodenough. And number 25, Chloe Chirilla. It will actually be Goodenough jumping for the Scarlet Hawks against Hatcher to start us off here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. And this one coming towards the table, run down by Bucci here on this Wednesday afternoon. Education Day here inside the Keating Center as Camden Joko swings one around to Julia Bucci. It's Barrett Rusing out on the perimeter. Illinois Tech looking to get into a rhythm on their opening possession of the ball game as Bucci misses from beyond the arc. Rusing on the board missing. Illinois Tech has the size advantage inside with Chirilla and Goodenough, and Chirilla makes her first 2 of the game. Chloe Chirilla earlier this season had 29 points when Illinois Tech won at Illinois College. That was a new career high and is currently the season high for Illinois Tech in their output. Mount Mary's opening possession. It's Sinai Ballard. Ballard, one of those 3 players I mentioned in the open that averages 9 a game for Mount Mary. Remember, they don't have a single player averaging double figures. They do have 3 players who average 9 a game. Vanessa Diaz leads all scorers for Mount Mary. She leads the way with 9.8. But on the defense, there's actually Diaz closing out on Bucci. Illinois Tech's one of Illinois Tech's top scorers. Ball goes inside to Chirilla. Swung around to Rusing, who misses. Chirilla offensive board. Quick 4 for Chloe Chirilla. Chloe Chirilla really good at closing in on the glass, cleaning up the boards. Chirilla averages 11 a game, is the leading scorer for the Scarlet Hawks. Also averages 6 rebounds a game. Avery Gorn is the first reserve of the afternoon for Mount Mary. And she will replace Diaz. Gorn, the first-year player out of Waterford, Wisconsin. Illinois Tech with the ball in the corner. 4-0 advantage here in the opening 90 seconds, just under 90 seconds, as Joko drives into Bucci. Grace Goodenough pull-up jumper. Baseline good for Grace Goodenough. Illinois Tech with a quick 6. And it's coming from the 2 bigs in this lineup for Coach Carissa Sane and Grace Goodenough and Chloe Chirilla. Ballard pressured out high by Camden Joko. Nice moves by Ballard. Ballard with that entire possession without a pass. 14 seconds of Sinai Ballard. Joko over to Bucci. Thought Bucci was going to shoot it. Instead, Illinois Tech gets into their half-court set. Mount Mary starting to pack it in defensively with a 2-3 zone. And Bucci shoots over the top from downtown. Julia Bucci, a 35% three-point shooter entering the ballgame. That was the 15th made three of the season for Bucci. And it's 9-0 Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech coming off of a 56-point win against Maranatha Baptist last Thursday. Already up 9-0 in the early going against Mount Mary. And Illinois Tech feeling it offensively. 11-0 Scarlet Hawks. Goodenough and Chirilla leading the way. They have 8 of the 11. The only 3 they don't have came from Bucci. Timeout Mount Mary. We'll take a quick break. We'll return with more. Illinois Tech off to a fast start. They lead at 11-0 over Mount Mary. Back here at the Keating Center in Chicago, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks up 11-0 in the early going against the Mount Mary Blue Angels. This is the first of 2 games to be played here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. In men's basketball action, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks will take on the St. Norbert Green Knights. As we mentioned, it is Education Day here at the Keating Center. There you can see some of the elementary school kids starting to make their way inside the Keating Center. And Illinois Tech with an early advantage for them to join us here in the Keating Center and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Kaya Jones with the steal, giving it up to Camden Joko. Illinois Tech with a pair of reserves out of the timeout. Hallie Williams and Kaya Jones. This is Joko who started. Joko unable to convert, rebound by Williams. Hallie Williams becoming much more confident playing for Illinois Tech. You can see her more comfortable on the floor, playing in the paint, using her size for Coach Carissa Sane in Illinois Tech. Bucci for 3. Knock it down. Bucci with a pair of threes early. Illinois Tech up 14-0. Bucci leads all scorers with 6. Chirilla and Goodenough are the only 2 players to score. Sinai Ballard trying to shake Camden Joko. Ball goes up top to India Lucas. Lucas got a pretty good ovation in the introduction of the starting lineups. Avery Gorn missing, rebounded by Illinois Tech. Here's Chirilla. Bucci's had the hot hand, but she's going to swing it around the perimeter as Illinois Tech get into their half-court set. Bucci for 3, in and out. Offensive board for Illinois Tech. I have to say I'm impressed with the discipline of Illinois Tech. It could be very easy to come out and play pretty lazy. You won by 56 in your last outing. You have a 14-point lead early on. And that really shows that the Illinois Tech team, they came in locked in. You come off a 56-point win. You haven't played in almost a week. You will play again tomorrow. That's another thing. Illinois Tech will be back in action tomorrow afternoon. So that is one of the few advantages to this game being at noon on a Wednesday is that Illinois Tech will play tomorrow at 5 when they take on the Westminster Blue Jays. Foul inside will send Sinai Ballard to the free throw line. Mia Spica, number 0, into the ball game. First-year player out of Los Angeles, California. I was thinking about Mia Spica the other day. We saw her. She played the primary ball handler role for Illinois Tech in their win against Maranatha Baptist, and bears a lot of similarities to one of Coach Carissa Sane's former point guards, also named Mia Farrell, out of U Chicago. You can see Mia becoming much more comfortable on the perimeter as she guards the ball here. 3 on the way from Mount Mary is good, and the Blue Angels get on the board with Avery Gorn, the first-year player from Waterford, Wisconsin. Finally gets them a field goal. Remember, they had a free throw as they split a pair. Sillo from downtown, in and out. Kaya Jones with the offensive board. Bucci behind the back. Spica inside. Sillo with 10 on the shot clock, lets it fly. Maybe wanted to send the crowd into the frenzy there. The kids were behind Sillo as she let that one go, but she leaves it alone. Bobo kicks it into the corner. Ballard had a look, almost traveled. Good job using the pivot. Ballard inside, great patience, unable to convert, but the patience pays off for Sinai Ballard as the sophomore out of Highland, Indiana, draws the foul. First foul of the afternoon against Ali Sillo. Bucci will go to the bench. First time we'll see Susie Wall, the first-year player out of Cape Town, South Africa. Certainly has been a welcomed addition to the Illinois Tech rotation. Has gotten huge minutes for Illinois Tech, has Wall, as Ballard makes the first. Finishing the point on Wall. Wall has played 7 of the previous 8 games for Illinois Tech, now 8 of the 9. Averages just over 10 minutes a game, 10.7. Ballard makes the free throws, makes both free throws this time. She has 3 in the ball game. And Illinois Tech, the lead back to single digits as Mount Mary finally starting to wake up offensively out of that first timeout. Kaya Jones working on Ballard. Good hands there by Diaz, but unable to get the steal. Spica over to Kaya Jones. Inside to Williams. Great play for Hallie Williams. There's that comfort. It's starting to rise. That confidence also starting to rise for Williams. Great touch inside. Find that square. Kiss it in for 2. Williams played big minutes in Illinois Tech's win against Maranatha Baptist. Had 13 points, did Hallie Williams. But one of the points of emphasis that I noticed throughout that game for Williams, got to stay out of foul trouble. She tends to go after the ball, as she did there, came up with the rebound. Came up with the loose ball, actually. Illinois Tech a little out of control offensively as Kaya Jones travels. And Carissa Sane starting to come off the bench. She's been sitting back watching the majority of this first quarter. Coach Sane finally just stood up and walked past me here at the table here with 3:54 in the first quarter. And now we got Grace Goodenough getting ready to check back in. She'll give Goodenough will give Williams a breather. Goodenough with 4 in her opening shift for the Scarlet Hawks. Cross court, open 3, another look for Gorn. Avery unable to knock it down, rebounded by Mia Spica. Spica and Jones becoming interchangeable as the primary ball handler with this unit. Nice feed to Goodenough. They kick it out to Sillo for 3. Maybe gave up a good look for a tougher look. Because Sillo missed the 3. See that so much now in basketball. Mount Mary inside. Diaz. Rebounded by Wall. Spica. Here's what you love about Spica. Comes out of the pack. Feeds it inside to Goodenough, but the ball deflected away. Baird Rusing and Camden Joko back in. Spica going to have some words here with Coach Carissa Sane right in front of me. Coach Sane saying, as you can probably hear in the mic, saying, shoot that. As she had Spica had the 2-on-2 there with Goodenough. And she said she really just wanted Spica to shoot the runner. Probably could have banked it off the rim, set up the offensive board. Instead, deflection, Illinois Tech will inbound with 23 on the shot clock. Kaya Jones has it outside. Rusing. That's a good look for Rusing. That's a better look for Rusing. She knocked it down. Illinois Tech, we talked about it earlier. They gave up a good look for a tougher look. This time you get a tough look, make it better. Rusing knocks it down. Bad pass for Mount Mary. Wall and Jones. Jones wins the race to the ball. It's a 3-on-1 for Illinois Tech. Rusing inside. 3-woman weave for Illinois Tech. Scarlet Hawks by 14. Great job by Jones, Wall, and Rusing. All of them had eyes on the ball, much like Rusing had there. She knocked it away. Ballard over to Jada Dixon. Dixon's cross-court pass goes to Bobo. Bobo through traffic, unable to convert. Illinois Tech's number 2, Joko, gets the rebound. Kaya Jones into the front court for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. They lead it by 14. Dangerous pass to Joko is knocked into the backcourt, but it will stay with Illinois Tech. Chloe Chirilla will re-enter for Illinois Tech. She'll replace Wall. Another good shift for Susie Wall. Gives Illinois Tech all sorts of versatility on the defensive end. Has shown the ability to guard the ball and also guard bigs this season for Illinois Tech. Coach Carissa Sain says she wanted a dive cut from Chloe Chirilla at the top of the key here. Here's Kaya Jones in through traffic, unable to convert. Rebounded by Mount Mary. It is India Lucas with the ball. Lucas, the senior out of Chicago. Got the big ovation, as I mentioned in the introduction of the starting lineups, from the Mount Mary fans that made the trip. Ball goes inside to Lucas. Ballard got rid of that ball just before what could have been a travel. Kicked it out now to Bobo. Bobo second-guessed herself. Rusing will make you do that. And Bobo shoots one long out of bounds on the air ball. Barrett Rusing, the defensive irritant that is Barrett Rusing. We've seen that many times this season. Rusing getting after opposing ball handlers or opposing jump shooters and just forcing them into wild, errant passes, or in that case, just a tough air ball from one of the top scorers on this Mount Mary roster in Isaiah Bobo. Sophomore out of Kenosha, Wisconsin is Bobo. Rusing, a sophomore out of Austin, Texas. Here's Julia Bucci. The senior out of Greenville, South Carolina, kicks it over to Chirilla. Here's Camden Joko. Corner 3 on the way. Unable to convert. Rusing with the offensive board. Illinois Tech crowding the glass. They have the height advantage, and they know it. There you see Chirilla again diving inside, surrounded by 4 Blue Angels. And Chirilla got the offensive rebound and drew the foul. Chirilla will go to the rebound, will go to the line following the offensive board. Coach Carissa Sain actually clapping it up right in front of me here at the table, saying I like everything about that. Great effort from every player with a white jersey there. Chirilla unable to hit the first of the 2 free throws here. Prior to that free throw, Chirilla was a 61% free throw shooter. Now 24 of 40. Now 25 of 41 following the split. 25 free throws made on the season for number 25. 25 of 41. 5 points in the game for Chirilla. Diaz with the jumper. There's Diaz with a pure jump shot. One of the better shooters on this team for the Mount Mary Blue Angels, the sophomore out of Kissimmee, Florida. The leading scorer at 9.8 a game is Diaz from Mount Mary. Here's Bucci for 3. Matching it from downtown, Julia Bucci with 9. She's outscoring Mount Mary by herself here in the first quarter. Final possession of the quarter here as the shot clock is off. Lucas has a pair of teammates. It's Diaz for 3. Call it a pass as Diaz shot that one right to Lucas, who lays it up and in for 2. Final seconds as Joko fires, and at the end of 1, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks lead the Mount Mary Blue Angels 24-10. Second quarter action coming up on the other side of this break. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Courtside here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Education Day game here at the Keating Center, where the Illinois Tech Athletics is excited to welcome Bronzeville Classic Elementary to today's game. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks have been in partnership with Illinois Tech, has fostered a partnership between the basketball team and the BCS. Yesterday, the team went to the school to do collaborative STEM experiments with grades 5 through 8. Today, Illinois Tech welcomes in the Bronzeville Classical Eagles. Those are the smiling faces of the young kids that you can see today here as Illinois Tech starts the second quarter with a 14-point advantage. Chris Rouse on the call while Mia Bella Spica dribbles into the front court. Jones over the wall. Hallie Williams back up to Spica. Scarlet Hawks by 14. Jones around Bobo. Could have been a bit of a hold there as Kaya Jones still sinks the floater. Kaya Jones with her first field goal of the game. The senior out of Memphis, Tennessee, gets on the board for two. 26-10, Illinois Tech. The Scarlet Hawk team, as I watched them grow under Coach Carissa Sane, starting more and more to take that personality of teams that you see typically led by Coach Carissa Sane. You see them become more tenacious defensively. You see them, especially the guards, you can see more, I can't think of a better analogy at the moment, but pit bull activity on the perimeter where you just see those guards get after it, 94 feet of pressure. You're going to have to work for everything to shake loose. But this Scarlet Hawk roster, certainly a number of players that get after it on the perimeter. When you think of Kaya Jones, you think of Baird Rusing, who's on the bench right now. Mia Spica certainly picking up that same personality. Susie Wall gives Illinois Tech a lot of versatility on the defensive end, the ability to guard all 5 positions on the floor. Here's Jones. Extra pass to Wall. Williams finds Spica. There's the look for Spica. Spica unable to convert. Ball goes over the backboard, out of bounds. It'll go to Mount Mary. Crowd certainly into it here for Illinois Tech. They want to see that three. They wanted to see that three for Spica. Unfortunately, Mia unable to knock it down. And Mia Spica's growth has certainly been fun this season. Spica has played now in 8 of the 9 games for Illinois Tech, averaging just under 14 minutes a game. We get a foul here on Hallie Williams. And for Hallie Williams, that's going to be the next step up, avoiding some of those petty fouls. There you can see Williams using the hands, trying to make a play, but just picks up a reach in. And just like that, 2 quick fouls for Hallie Williams. That's really been the main hindrance for Hallie this season, has been the inability to stay out of foul trouble, because when she's on the floor, when in the game, the confidence has grown. Vanessa Diaz certainly has confidence. We've seen that pure jump shot a few times. Hit a nice one on the other end as Wall loses the ball for Illinois Tech. Kaya Jones. Silo back to Wall. 3 on the way. Unable to convert. Scarlet Hawks seem like they're trying to knock those threes down for the Bronzeville Classical Eagles on that far side of the camera here at the Keating Center. But to this point of the game, Illinois Tech, other than Julia Bucci, struggling from 3. Mia Spica comes up with the rebound. 7:53 to go here in the half as Kaya Jones has it on the perimeter. Ball taken away. Mount Mary, good hands inside by Gorn, but they're unable to get the loose ball are the Blue Angels, and the ball finds Goodenough. Grace Goodenough has 6 in the ball game. Illinois Tech leads it by 15. Sanai Ballard, she's been pressured the entire afternoon. Diaz for 3. Iron unkind to the visiting Blue Angels because everything was good about that jumper. And that was actually Gorn, not Diaz. Gorn missed it in and out. Everything but the finish for Gorn. That was a good look. Here's Chirilla inside, Goodenough inside, banks it off the glass for 2. Illinois Tech just working their way inside. It's been a strong performance from both Goodenough, and also Chirilla. Illinois Tech by 17 with 7:06 to go here in the half. The Scarlet Hawks looking to extend their lead. We'll be back with more here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks with a 17-point advantage right now over the Mount Mary Blue Angels. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on YouTube Live and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Mount Mary searching for answers here in this second quarter. Down by 17. This Illinois Tech defense has been picking up really at half court, but the guards for Illinois Tech, that tenacious defense they provided, typical of a Carissa Sane team, even going back to her days at UChicago. The perimeter defenders tend to get after it when they play for Coach Carissa Sane. Ballard shot that one off the wrong foot, and you can even see Ballard realize that was a bad shot. She's even smiling as she backpedals defensively. Bucci. Inside feed to Grace Goodenough, ball stolen away, this time by India Lucas. Lucas right to the basket. Was looking for a teammate in Diaz, but instead she found Bucci for Illinois Tech. Joko over the wall. Almost a turnover there, but the ball hit Bucci after all. Abigail Marino a little too out of control there, and she turns it over to Mount Mary. During that last timeout, I was able to listen in to Illinois Tech's huddle. Coach Carissa Sane was saying this is a good opportunity for her team to learn. Due to the height advantage Illinois Tech has, they're going to have some players playing out of position here. So this is a good opportunity for some of their bigs and also some of their guards to try to play, whether it be smaller players if you're big or bigger players if you're a guard. Because some of the smaller players for Illinois Tech actually do give up size, as you can see there. Sinai Ballard, who goes 5'5", works inside against 5'3" Camden Joko. Illinois Tech doubling up Mount Mary on the scoreboard at the moment at 30-15. Wall inside to Goodenough, another two. Grace Goodenough is up to 10 in the ball game. Goodenough with 10, Bucci with 9. They lead the way for Illinois Tech, who leads at 32-15. Ballard feeds it to Dixon. Nice move by Dixon, just left it long. That was going to be a tough shot. Dixon was trying to shoot through a double team there. Bucci over to Marino and right back. Joko goes around Dixon, ball deflected away. Goodenough turnaround. Shot it long into the hands of India Lucas. And now Mount Mary going to walk the ball up the floor here with 5 minutes to go in the half. One of the few times Mount Mary's actually been able to walk the ball up the floor and get into a half-court set. And as I say that, they turn it over with a bad pass. It's Goodenough inside. That was one of the few times we've seen Mount Mary get into a half-court set and actually have time to really sort of set their offense. However, Mount Mary, it was one of those situations where they got the ball down to the low block, and they were unable to just really develop the play, and they turned it over, leading to an easy two. Ballard to Lucas and right back. Ballard, that's a great runner, unable to go for Ballard. And that's tough for Sinai Ballard. She's had a few looks inside, but just has not been able to get them to fall for the Blue Angels. Goodenough. Oh, back to the basket, but Goodenough couldn't finish. Everything but the finish for Grace. Here's Ballard. 19-point lead for Illinois Tech with 4 minutes to go in the half. Marino with the hand on the ball as Ballard tried to pass it out. Marino working on Diaz. Nice move by Abigail Marino, but she missed the lay-in. Illinois Tech leaving a few points on the rim, and now Mount Mary going to take a timeout. Coach Joshua Steffens wants a 30, and I'm almost certain this is really just to slow the pace down here. It's a 19-point deficit for the Blue Angels, and they've had a number of plays where Mount Mary's been able to get to the rim, and they've either had a runner or a floater that just has not been able to fall. So this could be just a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. So this really could just be a timeout to settle down the team, give them a little bit of a breather in game while maintaining momentum. Illinois Tech with a 19-point advantage here with 3:52 to go in the half. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap our first half. We'll preview the second half, go over our first half stats, and also preview game 2 of our doubleheader, which will be between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the St. Norbert Green Knights in men's basketball action. And also we'll go and take a look at our conference scoreboard from both the Coast to Coast Conference and in the NAC. All of that coming up here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. You can see Barrett Rusing having some fun with the students from the Bronzeville Classical Eagles as they've made the trip in to the Keating Sports Center for Education Day here on this Wednesday. Mount Mary searching for answers. Lucas not to the floor. Stolen away by Rusing. It's a 2-on-2. Rusing and Spica. Spica, high post jumper. Off the rim. On rebound. Rusing to Silo. That's going up. 3 on the way. Off the rim. Silo was already in shooting motion. You could tell that was going up as soon as she caught it. Olivia Aikita into the game. Number 23 in white in the corner. In for the first time this afternoon. Rusing takes a few hits there, but unable to convert. Also does not get the foul. Coach Carissa saying she wanted a little bit more action from her team offensively on that trip. I think she wanted a little bit more interior action there. Illinois Tech definitely on the perimeter on that last trip. Feed inside to Lucas. That's a great feed for Mount Mary. Buckets have been hard to come by for the Blue Angels, but when they've been able to get into the half-court set and run set plays, they've been able to at least find their way to the rim with more efficiency. Rusing's pass goes out of bounds. She was looking for Chirilla. That was a situation where Rusing was expecting Chirilla to run the baseline and be on that right baseline when the pass was released. Instead, the ball goes out of play, and it's turned over to Mount Mary. 17-point advantage for Illinois Tech. Bobo guarded by Rusing. Good hands by Rusing. She forced the pickup, and she also forced the turnover. Great job by Barrett Rusing, again, being a defensive irritant on the perimeter for Illinois Tech. She forced Bobo to pick it up high. Bobo didn't have an angle to pass either way she went. Really just got rid of it to avoid the 5-second call, and instead turned it over. Aikita over to Spica. Spica turning the corner, left-hand layup, no good. Chirilla is fouled, and she'll go to the line. Illinois Tech having a hard time converting a number of layups inside in this ball game. We've seen Illinois Tech some quality turns of the corner. We saw Spica, that was just a great turn. Left-hand layup, just couldn't finish. Understandable, probably not Mia's dominant hand there. But I'm sure if your coach saying you turn the corner like that, you want to definitely put the 2 points on the board. Chirilla will go to the line here with a 17-point advantage. These will be free throws 3 and 4 for Illinois Tech today, as Chirilla makes the first. Chirilla had the first 2 free throws for Illinois Tech. She split a trip. And she does the same here, except she changes which free throw she misses. Illinois Tech gets the offensive board. Here's Spica. Chirilla over to Rusing. Shot clock at 9 and a traveling violation as Rusing makes the basket, but no shot. Ball waved off. Coach Carissa Sane was yelling for a cut. She was yelling for movement. Instead, Illinois Tech turns it over here to Mount Mary with 2:05 to go in the half. Hallie Williams actually went back to the table here. So Hallie Williams will come back in here. She replaces Chloe Chirilla. Likely to be the last we see of 25 for Illinois Tech in this first half. Interesting to see Williams actually back out there with 2 personal fouls here for the final 2 minutes. But Illinois Tech going to take that risk here as they conclude the first half. And the runner goes for Vanessa Diaz. She took all sorts of contact. Still able to flip one in. She's got 4. Spica to Silo. Oh, Diaz almost had a steal. Rusing eluding Diaz, but unable to knock down the jumper. Final 93 seconds of the half with Mount Mary pushing into the front court. Ballard swings it over to Gorn. And back up top to Diaz. Diaz over Aikita. That's going to go long. It hits Silo in the offhand. And now Silo able to get the rebound. Oh, Diaz tried to get a steal on Spica. Good poke away by Diaz, but Spica able to secure the possession. You hear Coach Carissa saying, get the ball up the floor here. Spica over to Aikida. Shot clock at 13, under a minute remaining in the half. Rusing, working, elbow jumper, off the rim, rebounded by Alexis Hatcher. A chance to go 2 for 1 for Mount Mary with Ballard pushing into the front court. Rusing almost had the steal, knocked it loose. Ballard likely going to eliminate the 2 for 1, and that will do it. Actually, it'll give Illinois Tech a 2 for 1 opportunity with 34 seconds to go in the half. Coach Sane and Barrett Rusing having some words here right in front of me at the table. Chloe Lewis, number 24, in for the first time for Mount Mary. Lewis, a first-year player out of Memphis. And now Illinois Tech will get an offensive foul on Williams. And I was just saying, Illinois Tech put Hallie Williams out there with 2 fouls. And with 2:05, you would expect that maybe she would complete the half without picking up that third. Instead, Williams picks up her third. And Coach Sane doesn't seem to be too upset at Hallie Williams. Because Williams walked past to Coach Sane, and she said, what did I do? She said she wasn't sure either, so now Williams will just sit with 3 as we get ready to close the half. Ballard picks up the dribble, finds Diaz. Shot clock is off, 10 seconds to go. Diaz lays it up, is fouled as Vanessa Diaz hits the floor. 35-19, the foul called against Aikida, her first. And now the kids from Bronzeville Classical letting their presence be felt. Sounds like a big thunderstorm here as they begin to stomp during these free throws for Vanessa Diaz. Diaz makes the first. One more for Diaz. Enters this game a 76% free throw shooter. Diaz to this point has 7 in the game. And she makes that one to cut the deficit for Mount Mary to 14. Diaz will come off the floor for the final 8 seconds as Chloe Lewis comes back in. Good enough. Forced to win the Rusing. Ball deflected and stolen by Hatcher. Hatcher up to Gorn. Gorn looking for Lewis. Ball a little bit behind Chloe. They give it up for Hatcher to beat the horn. She got it off in time. And it's in for Alexis Hatcher from downtown. Alexis Hatcher buries the jumper to beat the horn. It is a 3-point field goal. And momentum from Mount Mary going into the break. As Alexis Hatcher from downtown, the bank is open. Certainly it's Wednesday. Why wouldn't it be? And Mount Mary down by 11. We'll be back with more at halftime. Illinois Tech leads it 35-24. Scarlet Hawks got off to a fast 11-point start. They have an 11-point lead at the break, but Mount Mary with the momentum. We'll be back with the halftime report on the other side of this break here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Halftime here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, Illinois. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Right now, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks with a 35-24 advantage over the Mount Mary Blue Angels at halftime. Here courtside at the Keating Center, I'm Chris Rouse. This is Illinois Tech getting ready for what is their second to last home game of the 2024 calendar year. Tomorrow they'll take on the Westminster Blue Jays. That game will be right here at 5 p.m. on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. We'll have that for you here inside the Keating Sports Center. And also later today, 5 p.m., men's basketball action as the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks look to add on to that winning feeling they had Saturday. A buzzer beater win at the Horn over the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. They beat the number 6 team in NCAA Division III men's hoops on Saturday. Did Coach T.J. Gray and the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Today they'll take on the St. Norbert Green Knights. We'll have that for you right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network at the Keating Sports Center. Right now, Illinois Tech up 35-24 in women's hoops action over the Mount Mary Blue Angels. Here are some of the important first half stats. First, for the Mount Mary Blue Angels, 8 of 24 from the field. That's 33%. They shot 2 of 7 from 3. That's 28%. Then they shot 6 of 8 from the free throw line. That is 75%. Vanessa Diaz, the team's leading scorer at 9.8 points per game. 8 points in the first half. Shot 3 of 9 from the field. Unable to convert from beyond the arc was Diaz as she went 0 for 4. But Mount Mary was able to maintain and pick up some late momentum. They got 5 points apiece out of India Lucas and Sinai Ballard. And then, of course, Alexis Hatcher, her only 3 points off her only shot of the half. Hatcher able to bank one in to beat the Horn for Mount Mary to make the score what it is now at 35-24. For Illinois Tech, they got off to a fast start. At one point, they led it by 11. It was an early 11-0 advantage for Illinois Tech as they were rolling through Mount Mary. Illinois Tech led by at one point at most 19 in that first half. That came with 4:47 remaining in the second quarter. The Scarlet Hawks first half stats, they shot 39% from the field, shooting 15 of 38. They went 21% from 3, 3 of 14, and only 50% at the line, 2 of 4, all 4 of those free throws coming from Chloe Chirilla. So Illinois Tech in that first half led by 12 from Grace Goodenough. Also got 9 out of Julia Bucci. All 5 shots from Bucci from beyond the arc. She went 3 for 5. And then Chloe Chirilla added 6 of her own, 2 of 2 from the field, 2 for 4 from the line. Chirilla adding 7 rebounds to go with those 6 points. In this second half, here's some key storylines worth watching for Mount Mary. They had the momentum at the end of that first half. Let's see how the Blue Angels can start this second half, if they can carry over some of that momentum from that late Hatcher 3 to start this third quarter. Also for Illinois Tech, you want to watch the foul trouble. Hallie Williams, we've seen her have an issue with picking up some of the fouls on the perimeter and also down low. Now, that's been an issue for Williams all season long, but I did overhear Coach Carissa I heard her say, this is a good learning experience, not just for Williams, but also the rest of the team, due to the fact that Illinois Tech has the height advantage in this matchup. They're going to have a lot of players playing in uncomfortable positions or out of position, so to speak. So this is a learning experience for the Scarlet Hawks as they move forward into the second half. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we will preview Game 2 of our doubleheader. We'll go over Illinois Tech men's basketball versus St. Norbert, and also we'll take a quick look at some of the other scores and standings from around the conference, both in the NAC and in the Coast to Coast Conference, which is represented by Mount Mary. All of that coming up after a quick break, and we'll be back with more here on the Halftime Report on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. We're sitting here courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech with an 11-point advantage over the Mount Mary Blue Angels at halftime. But still to come, Game 2 of our doubleheader, which will occur at 5 p.m. locally. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball team, they will take on the St. Norbert Green Knights. Illinois Tech coming off of a thrilling win on Saturday, thanks to the game-winning score from Dario Biaggi, the layup, to beat the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. Biaggi with the layup as time expired. Illinois Tech with a 63-62 win. They'll take on St. Norbert. St. Norbert comes in having won 3 in a row, defeating Concordia University of Chicago 71-48 in their most recent outing on Saturday. Also for St. Norbert, they've been led this year by Jamison Nikolai. He had 14 points in the most recent outing, and he also recently won NAC Player of the Week for men's basketball, representing St. Norbert. So Game 2 of our doubleheader certainly should be a fun one as Illinois Tech comes in riding high following their win over unbeaten Wisconsin Lutheran. They'll take on 6-1 and 4-0 in conference in St. Norbert. It's Education Day here inside the Keating Sports Center. Illinois Tech welcoming Bronzeville Classical. The Bronzeville Classical Eagles have made the trip here to the Keating Sports Center, and they are cheering on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks as we get ready for second half action to occur here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Let's go around the conference. Let's go inside the NAC, where Illinois Tech, obviously a member of the NAC. Let's take a quick look at some of the standings. Illinois Tech near the bottom half of the conference. But remember, it's still early in conference play. They're 0-1. They've only had one conference outing, that coming against Concordia University of Wisconsin. In the NAC, 4 teams are 2-0. St. Norbert, Lakeland, Edgewood, and Wisconsin Lutheran. Remember, this is on the women's side. And then Concordia, Wisconsin, they are 2-1. And then there's a number of teams at 1-1. Aurora, MSOE, Benedictine, and Marion. And then Illinois Tech finds themselves on the bottom half at 0-1. And then Dominican, Alverno, Concordia, Chicago, and Rockford are all 0-2. Illinois Tech not really concerned about conference play just yet at the moment. They had the one loss at the hands of Concordia, Wisconsin, but they will start conference play on January the 4th when they take on Concordia University of Chicago, and then they'll meet Edgewood on January the 8th. Meanwhile, Mount Mary, they represent the Coast to Coast Conference. They come in with a record of 5-5, and there will be conference matchups all day in the Coast to Coast Conference. We know Salisbury will take on Drew. Wilmington will take on Christopher Newport. And then, of course, UC Santa Cruz will take on Pacific. That all coming up today in the Coast to Coast Conference. Second half action getting ready to begin as the Scarlet Hawks walking out on the floor. Barrett Rusing stepping on the slip knot here, making sure she's got the perfect grip on the floor. It will be Joko, Bucci, Rusing, Chirilla, and Goodenough to start this second half for Illinois Tech. So the same starting 5 for the Scarlet Hawks. Of the starting 5 for Illinois Tech, only Joko did not score. Goodenough had 12. Bucci had 9. Chirilla added 6. And Barrett Rusing, despite a 2 of 8 effort from the field, certainly letting her presence be felt. She has 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But Barrett Rusing, I don't care what those stats say, number 10 in white certainly passes the eye test on the defensive end. The most active defender for Illinois Tech, certainly a defensive irritant to opposing ball handlers. Mount Mary finally taking the floor as we get ready for second half action. Vanessa Diaz, Senhai Ballard, India Lucas, Alexis Hatcher, and Nazaya Bobo, the 5 for Mount Mary. Second half with Rusing, cross-court pass, Illinois Tech getting into a half-court set. Joko around Ballard. Rusing's open. They finally hit Barrett. Top of the key 3. Barrett Rusing able to cash one in. She throws up the 3 fingers from downtown. First 3 of the game from Barrett. 3 of 9 from the field. Rusing with 7. That 3 for Illinois Tech, only their 4th made 3 of the game, 4 of 15. Here's Rusing. Rusing looking for Bucci. Bucci hasn't done anything but fire threes offensively. 3 of 5 from the field, all of them from downtown, 9 points. Here's attempt number 6 on the way. Cash it in. Julia Bucci with 12, 4 of 6 from downtown. And Bucci certainly had the hot hand, only played 9 minutes in that first half. Very light for Julia Bucci as Baird Rusing jumps in the passing lane. Illinois Tech looks like they're clicking on all cylinders. To begin this second half. Bucci averages 25 minutes a game. Didn't even play 10 in that first half. Has 12 points. Bit of a down scoring year for Bucci, only averaging 7 this season. Has been a primary scorer since stepping on campus for Illinois Tech. Hatcher to beat the horn again. Does not have the same success this time as Illinois Tech gets the rebound. Here's Joko, into the front court. The only Scarlet Hawks starter that has not scored. Turns it over inside. It's taken away by India Lucas. Lucas to the basket. We got a foul on the floor. And let's see who's this going to go against Illinois Tech. It'll be Chirilla, called for a two-hand push. First foul against Chirilla. Mount Mary to inbound under their offensive basket with 22 on the shot clock. Ballard. Ballard has Lucas up top. That one's going to go through Lucas's hands into the backcourt. Stolen by Bucci. Bucci able to out-hustle Diaz to the ball and gets the easy 2. Bucci with her first field goal attempt inside the line. And Julia Bucci has 14 in the game. Scarlet Hawks by 19 with 7:55 to go here in the third. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Julia Bucci just doing it all offensively for Illinois Tech. Really, we've only seen her shoot threes, but now you can see Julia starting to become more of a threat inside the lines here with the easy scoop and score layup. And for Coach Curtis is saying, she said this game could become a teaching opportunity. It's become a teaching experience for Illinois Tech, and it has been that. You can see them certainly having players out of position. You got Hallie Williams, who really doesn't have a big on Mount Mary's size that can Mount Mary's side that can match her size. So you can see Williams having to play more on the perimeter, and maybe that has caused some of the issue with Hallie picking up those 3 fouls, having to use her hands a little more than she's used to. But also on the other hand, that has been an issue this season for Hallie Williams, and now with some of the things that Illinois Tech is seeing in this game, they're starting to realize that they're going to have to make adjustments in situations that are also favorable to their skills. While you may have a situation that's favorable to your size, it may not necessarily be favorable to your skills. Illinois Tech certainly learning that lesson in this game. Diaz now with 10 following the jumper on the other end. Illinois Tech by 17. Chirilla over to Bucci. Great patience from Bucci. Into Chirilla. Steps in for 2. Bucci to Chirilla. And for Illinois Tech fans, that's paradise. That's 2 of your primary scorers throughout the years. And Bucci and Chirilla for creating for 2 there. Backdoor feed to Hatcher. Hatcher inside, unable to finish, but a foul. Alexis Hatcher beat the horn. That was her first attempted shot of the game. Mount Mary was able to get a steal. It was actually Hatcher who knocked the ball loose and came up with the loose ball. Made a quick pass, relocated on the floor, and then she buried a 3 to beat the horn. Hatcher since missed the 3 top of the key and now has drawn this foul. And she misses the first of 2 free throws. Alexis Hatcher this season, a 78% free throw shooter for Mount Mary. 11 of 15, well now 12 of 16 following those 2 free throws. And it's now 45-27. Here's Joko. Hands it off to Bucci. Chirilla to Bucci. Top of the key 3. In and out. Iron unkind for Bucci. I think we all thought that was going down, including the Scarlet Hawks bench. They're sitting right next to me here. Diaz with a nice jumper. Diaz, great touch on those baseline jumpers. That's 12 for Vanessa Diaz. Diaz this season entered the game as the average leader for Mount Mary, averaging 9.8. The total point leader was Sinai Ballard, 98-89. Bucket inside for Illinois Tech as Chirilla scores. She has 10. And Illinois Tech up to 18. Ballard over to Hatcher. Hatcher, the junior out of Strong City, Kansas, gives it up to Diaz. Diaz picking up that dribble on the baseline. Shot clock at 6 as Lucas just dribbles that one off the foot. Out of bounds in Illinois Tech. Enia Lucas has had a number of plays where she's just come away frustrated. It's twice now we've seen her just dribble the ball off her own foot for Illinois Tech turnover. And so for Mount Mary turnover, right over to Illinois Tech. Jones to Bucci. Mount Mary was trying to figure out who's going to guard who. They lost Bucci, and then Hatcher lost the defensive rebound, and it will go to Illinois Tech. Mount Mary was still in the process of communicating who was guarding who. Lucas and Ballard were communicating who's going to guard Bucci. And then by the time they figured it out, Bucci had the ball but was unable to hit the three. Williams to Sillo. Set feet. Sillo for three. Whenever Allie Sillo gets those feet set, it's a safe bet that ball's going up. Sillo gets her first three of the afternoon. Illinois Tech by 21. Ballard. Reverse layup with the right hand, no good. Lucas ain't able to convert. Second effort, good. India Lucas has been working hard inside. Scores here, 7 for Lucas. Kaya Jones. Sillo had the feet set. Couldn't let it go that time. Great closeout by Lucas. Williams' offensive rebound. Had it knocked away by Diaz. Susie Wall in for Illinois Tech will replace Bucci. 12 for 13 if you're scoring at home. And the fans from Bronzeville Classical trying to get a wave started here as Illinois Tech leads it by 19 here at the Keating Center. We're happy that you can join us on this Wednesday afternoon for this Wednesday matinee. Kaya Jones. Sillo, feet set, ball in the air. Unable to convert, short off the rim. Williams with the offensive board. Williams turns the corner, left it short, but she drew the foul. Once again, that confidence for Hallie Williams. You see her with the ball in her hand. Immediately made the move, went to the rim. Missed the shot, but Williams will go to the line. With a first-year player, you don't expect them to get it all together in one season. Now, Hallie Williams is a grad student. When we got a player in the system for a first season, you don't expect them to just jump right in and necessarily get it the first 2 or 3 games. And Williams, after a month here with Illinois Tech, certainly looking improved as she hits on the second free throw. Williams, a grad student out of Aurora, Illinois. 3 points in the game, Illinois Tech by 20. Diaz, guarded by Jones. Diaz turns the corner. Pass didn't have enough steam on it as it took away a wide open three from Mount Mary. Spica with the steal, goes to the rim, and it's fouled. Jada Dixon was wide open for three in the corner. The ball didn't have enough steam on it as it was passed to the corner. It allowed Illinois Tech to recover defensively. Spica came up with a steal, and now Spica will go to the line after being fouled by Ballard. Bit of an issue with the possession arrow here, as now Mia Spica will go to the line. Talk about the confidence growing for Hallie Williams. The confidence for Mia Spica. Spica, only 3 free throws attempted this season for Spica. Has been able to hit on any of them. And hoping this 4th one will be her first made free throw of the season. And Spica unable to hit this one, and now Williams picks up the foul. I was going to say, we talked about Williams and her confidence growing. Spica's confidence is growing as well. However, I would say the next step up for Mia Spica is going to be on actually knocking the shots down. We've seen a few times today Respika's had a few open looks and hasn't been able to hit them. We've even had situations where, actually there was one play earlier where Respika passed as opposed to going for the runner. Coach Saint said, hey, shoot that. It's all about that confidence in your own shot moving forward, especially if you're going to be a ball handler. And now a foul against Illinois Tech. Gorn will go to the line as she's fouled by Barrett Rusing. That's the first against Barrett. And now Avery Gorn. Gorn has 5. It'll be Diaz at the line. Actually, it was Diaz was fouled. And now Diaz with 14 misses the free throw. Rusing. Cross court to Wall. Wall down low to Goodenough. Out to Spika. Jones. Guarded by Ballard. Nice move, in and out dribble. Ball goes through the hands of Goodenough. Over to Wall, who said, look what I have. A wide open jumper. And Susie Wall, now with her first 2 of the afternoon. 20-point advantage for Illinois Tech. Rusing called for the foul. That's a clear-cut foul as Ballard hits the floor hard. Good job by Rusing going for the ball, but that was clearly a foul. It appears she caught Ballard in the face going for the ball. And then, of course, Ballard in the fall there definitely landed into the back of Barrett Rusing. And that's the second foul against Barrett Rusing. The Mount Mary Blue Angels 5-5 this season, representing the Coast to Coast Conference. And as I mentioned earlier, Coach Joshua Steffen led them to 12 wins, 12-12 a year ago. That's the winningest season in the history of this Mount Mary women's basketball program. And you certainly see them come in and playing with a different energy. It's been a tough outing this afternoon for Mount Mary. But it appears that the players that have come into this Mount Mary system up in Milwaukee certainly starting to buy into Coach Steffen. And that right now 5-5 before the new year for Mount Mary. Sinai Ballard missed the first. Free throws have been a problem today for Mount Mary. Exhibits A and B right there as Ballard misses both. Here's Wall. Down low to Goodenough. Goodenough. Oh, she could have hit Jones. Good hands defensively. That was good hands by Ballard to force the held the ball. And the possession arrow now will favor Mount Mary with 3:25 to go in this third quarter. Mount Mary 7 of 13 at the line for 53% from the free throw line. Illinois Tech actually not doing much better. 3 of 8 for 37%. Spika and Chirilla have had the majority of the misses for Illinois Tech. Lucas up top to Bobo. Bobo had a strong game last time out for Mount Mary. Scoreless to this point. That's a long hold as they get that ball over to Diaz. Diaz with 2. Diaz with 1. She fell down before she could get the shot off, and it was stolen by Jones. Mount Mary with 2 players in the backcourt. It's 5-1-3. Rusing to Goodenough. Turnaround is short. Illinois Tech had a 2-player advantage and couldn't score there. Bobo was trying to help Diaz up defensively in the backcourt, and Illinois Tech couldn't make the Blue Angels pay. Gorn for 3. In and out. Iron unkind for Gorn. That was a good look. That's the look you want if you're Mount Mary. Gorn hit a 3 earlier. Unable to hit that one. Now 1 of 4 from the field. Diaz inside. Fouled by Spika. Vanessa Diaz with 14 points in the game. She's 6 of 12 from the field as Diaz. And 2 of 3 at the charity stripe. Diaz 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, but has also contributed with 3 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. She's played 24 minutes. These 2 free throws will get the deficit under 20 for Mount Mary, but Diaz misses the first. Straight on 50% for Mount Mary at the free throw line, 7 of 14. Diaz with a swing free throw here. And she hits it to make it 53-34 on the scoreboard. also gets the percentage back above 50 is what I meant by that was a swing free throw. Rusing fouled as Avery Gorn. Good effort by Gorn. But it was a situation where it appeared that Gorn just lost her balance as she got to Rusing. And that sort of was that was more the reason for the foul than the hustle from Gorn. She really just lost her balance and failed shoulder first right into Rusing. Kaya Jones. Travel. Outside official calls the travel. Kaya didn't stop as she tried to drive inside. And that turns it over for Illinois Tech. Turnover number 11 for the Scarlet Hawks. Mount Mary has turned it over 15 times in the ballgame. Bobo left it short. Not enough air into the ball there to finish the two. And with under 2 minutes to go, it's Illinois Tech's number 2, Joko. Over to Jones. Rusing to Wall. Wall with the ball fake inside to Chirilla. She's right under the rim for 2. Chloe Chirilla with 12 in the ballgame. Great drive inside offense there for Illinois Tech. Chirilla is actually perfect from the field. She's 5 for 5 from the field. Unfortunately for Chloe, she's missed 2 free throws in the game. Here's the long 3 from Diaz, rebounded by Illinois Tech. Joko over the Wall. Rusing. Skip pass. It goes to Joko for 3 off the rim. Wall with the rebound inside. Susie Wall for 2. Susie Wall with 4. She had the jumper from the corner earlier. Now the easy 2 inside. Again, so much versatility out of Wall. Sort of a utility player for this Illinois Tech roster. Her ability to guard all 5 positions on the defensive end. But also we've seen Wall be a floor spacing 3-point shooter for Illinois Tech. We've also seen her crash the glass and be an interior threat. An interior threat in terms of crashing the glass and getting those layups. Final 45 seconds of the third quarter. Illinois Tech by 23 at 57-34. Joko over to Aikita. Back into the game for Illinois Tech. Joko to the paint. Gives it up to Chirilla. Chirilla turned the corner and just fell inside. Great show of sportsmanship behind the play as Bobo helped Chirilla to her feet. But ahead of the floor, Mount Mary turns it over. That was just a tough break for Chirilla. She turned the corner, had a clean layup, but the feet gave way underneath 25 in white. Joko into Chirilla. Rusing, nice jump shot, left it short. Rebounded by Mount Mary. That's Chloe Lewis back out there. Final 6 seconds. India Lucas. Lucas to Lewis. Lewis lays it up and in. Nothing but net, straight up, straight down. Mount Mary beats the horn again. But the deficit has grown by 10. As Illinois Tech, they had an 11-point lead at half. They lead it by 21 at the end of 3. It's 57-36, Scarlet Hawks. Fourth quarter action coming up on the other side of this break. This is the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Chris Rouse here on the mic, courtside at the Keating Center in Chicago. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball. The next time the Scarlet Hawks will take the floor will be tomorrow, 5 p.m., as they wrap up their home schedule for 2024 by taking on the Westminster Blue Jays. Final game of 2024 for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. It'll be right here at 5 p.m. as they take on the Westminster College Blue Jays at the Keating Center. And the final time that you can see Illinois Tech men's basketball at the Keating Center, you won't have to wait too long. Just wait till 5 p.m. locally, 6 p.m. Eastern. When the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks take on the St. Norbert College Green Knights, we'll have that for you at 5 p.m. on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. The men's side of things, Illinois Tech actually will have one more game. They'll take on Kalamazoo. That one will be on Friday, and then that will be the final game of 2024 for Illinois Tech men's basketball coverage. Obviously, this fourth quarter underway with Illinois Tech up 21, and then tomorrow they'll take on Westminster, and that'll be the final Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's game of 2024. And right on cue, 24, Hallie Williams with the rebound. Here's Joko. Over to Marino. Marino mishandled the ball, hit her in the face. Williams to Joko. Joko trying to get in the book. Camden Joko gets into the scorebook with a 3 right in front of the Scarlet Hawks bench. And Illinois Tech by 24. It all comes full circle. Joko this season, a 25% three-point shooter prior to that one. That was her 5th made 3, 5 of 17. Lewis out to Lucas. That was Lewis who scored to beat the horn. And I think we got an issue with the shot clock here. So Illinois Tech, Coach Chris is saying it should be no reset on the shot clock. And they were saying that ball hit the glass and not the rim. Coach Shane was saying she didn't think it hit anything there. And now the entire Illinois Tech bench saying that clearly didn't hit the rim. The ball didn't hit the rim. It appeared to hit the glass. And they reset the shot clock. So the shot clock was reset when it should not have been here. And so now they're going to have to figure out the timing for how much time they're going to give Mount Mary offensively. They'll put 12 on the shot clock. And so now the Blue Angels will get 12 on the shot clock. They also get a sub here. As now they'll sub Bobo out. And it'll be Ballard, Diaz, Gorn, Lucas, and Lewis. Ball comes in, is deflected away by Bucci. And it will stay with Mount Mary with 9:05 to go in the game, 11 on the shot clock. Chloe Lewis to inbound. This time further into that corner. Gets it into Avery Gorn. Gorn and Ballard run into one another with 5 on the shot clock. Ballard's going to go with 3. Ballard, nice feed inside, but an offensive foul. Abigail Moreno, sacrificing the body for the team, draws the charge. Abby Moreno hearing it from the Scarlet Hawks sideline as they love that effort from Moreno, taking the charge on Ballard as she tried to beat the shot clock. Mount Mary able to come away with a steal. Here comes Ballard to the front court. Ballard to the basket is fouled. Sanai Ballard has been hungry for baskets in this game. We've seen Ballard drive a number of times inside on Illinois Tech. But Ballard only with 5 to this point of the ballgame. Ballard 1 of 7 from the field, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. 3 of 7. Mount Mary again as a team back at 50%. 8 of 16 now. And that will improve it to 9 of 17 at the free throw line. 60-37 Illinois Tech in control on the scoreboard. Joko on the drive, left hand off the glass. Couldn't convert. Rebounded by Ballard. Up to Gorn. I thought Gorn was going to walk into one from downtown. Instead, passes over to Ballard. Ballard to the rim. Ballard is fouled. Certainly the most aggressive player for Mount Mary is number 32 in Navy, Sanai Ballard. Ballard is one of those 3 players I mentioned earlier for Mount Mary. One of those 3 players that averages 9 a game, except Ballard is the actual total leader for Mount Mary. At least she was entering the game. In total points, she led the team with 98 total points. But Ballard struggling at the free throw line. Struggles for Mount Mary continue. Now, again, 50% at the line, 9 of 18. And again, they split a pair. Mount Mary 10 of 19 at the free throw line. Kaya Jones inside. Good enough. A free throw line jumper. Couldn't hit it. Spica with the offensive board. Sillo with the feet set. Cash in the three. Allie Sillo from downtown. 6 for Sillo. Sillo throughout her career has been a noted three-point shooter for Illinois Tech. 25% entering the game today. She'll add a pair to her total as the season goes along. Backdoor pass, Ballard to Diaz, goes out of bounds. Turn it over to Illinois Tech. That'll be the 18th turnover of the game for Mount Mary. Ballard and Lucas combined, actually both have 6 apiece, so they've combined for 12 of those 18. As expected, they're the 2 primary ball handlers. That's unfortunate sometimes as the primary ball handler. You get a lot of the turnovers on miscommunications and passes that go awry. Sillo, nothing going awry there. Allie Sillo cashing in as she rips cord from distance. Sillo with 9, her third 3 of the game. Sillo 3 of 8 from 3, 3 of 9 from the field. Good enough, knocks that one out of bounds off of Lewis, and it will go to Illinois Tech. 66-38. Scarlet Hawks by 28 with 7:04 in the game. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here. But it's been all Illinois Tech, and the Scarlet Hawks really continuing to pour it on here in the fourth quarter. They have 3 players in double figures. Julia Bucci with 14. Goodenough, Grace Goodenough, and Chloe Chirilla both have 12 apiece. Allie Sillo has added 9. Baird Rusing with 7. For Mount Mary, it's 15. They've credited 15 to Vanessa Diaz on 6 of 13 shooting. They've gotten 7 out of Sanai Ballard and 7 out of India Lucas. But 10 of 19, only 52% at the free throw line, and 19 turnovers have really hurt Mount Mary in this ball game. And going back to that turnover stat, 19 turnovers for Mount Mary, 22 points off of turnovers for Illinois Tech. Meanwhile, 13 turnovers for Illinois Tech, only 11 off for Mount Mary. Spica around Ballard in the foul. Mia Spica sending some of the fans into a frenzy here at the Keating Center. The foul actually is against India Lucas, but Spica able to go around Ballard, get to the rim and finish. And Spica looking to try to complete a three-point play. Spica, remember, has yet to hit a free throw this season, and it remains that way. Unfortunate for Spica that she is now 0 for 5 this year at the charity stripe. In a hurry is India Lucas. That was literally blink and you miss it as Lucas got the board and went to the other end for 2. Jones tried to scoop and score off the rim. Couldn't finish. Illinois Tech starting to turn this into a bit of a mixtape on the perimeter with Spica and Jones. There's a pull-up jumper for Diaz for 2. Despite the score, Vanessa Diaz is leading all scorers with 17 points. For Illinois Tech, Julia Bucci leads the way with 14. And now Illinois Tech going to make some subs late in the ball game as Williams, Wall, and Jones are out there now with Spica and Rusing. Aikita and Marino almost ran into the game without checking in there. But they made their way to the table here as they're going to wait for the next stoppage. 3 on the way from Gorin off the rim. It'll go out of bounds to Mount Mary as Kaya Jones got a hand on the ball. And now Joko, Marino, and Aikita come in for Illinois Tech. It'll be Rusing and Spica coming off. Also, Kaya Jones will come out. Jada Dixon, the first-year player out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 4, in for Mount Mary. As it will be Diaz, number 3, Dixon, number 4, Lewis, 24, Hatcher, 14, and Gorin, 30 for Mount Mary. Lewis pass deflected by Marino. Good job by Marino as she perfectly timed the jump to deflect the ball away and leads to a turnover. Illinois Tech, those active hands on the perimeter. Joko into the paint. Couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by Jada Dixon. 68-42 Illinois. Illinois Tech with 5:30 to go in the ball game. 3 on the way is good for Gorn. Gorn has had a number of looks from downtown. That's only the second make. She's actually 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. Only the third make for Mount Mary, 3 of 14. Here's Joko. Inside, Camden Joko for 2. Joko was the last Scarlet Hawk starter to score. She now has 5. She had a corner 3 earlier to go with that layup we just saw. Joko shooting 2 of 8 from the field. Gorn, another 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Wall. And now Illinois Tech pushing the ball to the front court. Coach saying all the way down that she wanted to run that play. It's Marino. Into the corner. Marino turns the corner. Left is short. It did hit rim. It will negate the travel. Wall, top of the key 3. Left it off the heel of the rim. Rebounded by Mount Mary. Mount Mary had 4 jerseys inside there for that defensive rebound. As now here come the Blue Angels with Diaz. Diaz, the leading scorer in the game with 17. Trying to use her height advantage against Joko. Instead, the switch gets Wall on Diaz, and Diaz scored anyway. 19 for Vanessa Diaz. Been a key bright spot for Mount Mary. Once again, their leading scorer via average on the season. Susie Wall inside. Wall has 6. Illinois Tech by 25. Certainly a fun education day here at the Keating Center for Illinois Tech. As the Scarlet Hawks at 3 and 5 look to get their 4th win of the season here. And if results hold, they will do just that before they play Mount Mary tomorrow. Williams all alone in front of the pack. Williams lays it in. All alone in front of everyone. Avery Gordon caught up. I thought she was going to foul her, but Williams just lays it in. 5 for Hallie Williams. Jada Dixon. Marino hits the floor. Dixon's jumper lead is left short. Rebounded by Wall, and here comes Illinois Tech. Lewis comes up with the loose ball, and a travel will favor Illinois Tech. Nazaya Bobo back out there for Mount Mary. India Lucas also in. Also, Jayla Eisenberg in for the first time. The first-year player out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, number 35. And Eisenberg will now come in for Mount Mary. She's going to guard Abigail Marino that you can see at the top of your screen. Final 3 minutes of this ball game. Remember, Illinois Tech women's basketball will be in action tomorrow as they'll take on the Westminster College Blue Jays. Illinois Tech looking to make it 3 in a row here. And if results hold and they do make it 3 in a row, they'll be looking for 4 straight following a 10-point win over Eureka last week. It was a 10-point win over Eureka, 56-point win over Maranatha Baptist, and they lead by 27 right now over Mount Mary. A great way to rest going into the holiday if you're Illinois Tech. And remember, if Illinois Tech, should results hold, and it appears they will here with 2.5 minutes remaining. Should results hold, Illinois Tech, if they can win this and win tomorrow, you go into the holiday 5 and 5 on the season just before conference play. Chloe Chirilla with the offensive board. Illinois Tech unable to score. Held ball will now favor Mount Mary. Actually, will favor Illinois Tech as Mount Mary gets a pair of subs into the game. So Spica will inbound. One official pointed to Mount Mary. I thought it was going the other way. He was just saying wanted the subs in. Here's Bucci for 3. Rebounded by Chirilla. Chirilla tries to lay it up on Lewis. Good foul by Lewis as she stops Chirilla from laying it up. Actually, it's a held ball. Coach Carissa saying going to bring Susie Wall in here for the final 2:15 as as Chirilla's going to go to the bench with 2:14 and counting to go. Chirilla likely done here with 12 points in the game. Ballard. Over to Hatcher. 3 on the way for Hatcher. Off the mark. Rebounded by Spica. Well, Hatcher hit that 3 at the end of the first half to bring Mount Mary within 11. We thought maybe the Blue Angels could gain some momentum from there. Instead, it's been all Scarlet Hawks since. Ball goes out of bounds to the Scarlet Hawks bench. And with 1:48 to go in the game, Mount Mary will inbound here in the backcourt. I mentioned how Illinois Tech, they'll be in action tomorrow against Westminster. Mount Mary, they're not quite done before the new year. They'll be off for 10 days, will the Blue Angels. And then Mount Mary will head home for 2 games. Well, they'll take on Manchester on Saturday, December the 28th. And then they'll take on the Beloit Buccaneers on December the 30th. Inside drive from Lucas off the rim. Rebounded by Illinois Tech. These teams playing out the string here in this final 75-plus seconds. Wall over to Marino. Williams to Bucci. Bucci thought about the turnaround layup. Stolen away by Lewis. Good hands by Chloe Lewis. Clean steal here. Also drew the held ball earlier. Sinai Ballard. Like the aggressive approach from Ballard. But that iron just unkind to number 32 in Navy the majority of the day, as Ballard went 1 of 7 from the field for 7 points. 5 of 10 at the line. Williams turnaround. Good for Hallie Williams. Hallie Williams with 7. 3 of 4 from the field for Hallie. Williams hampered by foul trouble the majority of the afternoon. Lucas free throw line jumper. Knock it down for India Lucas. Lucas with 11. Mount Mary, it appears Illinois Tech will dribble this one out, so Mount Mary will finish with 2 in double figures as Diaz finishes with 19. Lucas will finish with 11. Meanwhile, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, they finish with 3 in double figures, led by the ball handler here, Julia Bucci, with 14 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. Good enough in Chirilla provide 12 apiece, 9 from Sillo, 7 apiece from Williams and Rusing, as Illinois Tech gets win number 4 on the season. 76-49 the final, as Illinois Tech gets their 4th win. They go to 4-5, 1 game closer to 500. Meanwhile, Mount Mary, they fall under 500 to 5-6 on the season. Mount Mary will be off for 10 days before they see Manchester on December the 28th, and then they will see Beloit on December the 30th. Illinois Tech, they won't have quite as long to rest. They'll be right back in action tomorrow at 5 p.m. as they take on Westminster, and then they will have a lengthy break before January the 4th when they begin conference play. Illinois Tech, our winners here at the Keating Center, 76-49 the final as the Scarlet Hawks beat the Mount Mary Blue Angels. We're glad that you were able to join us here at Education Day at the Keating Center. Also, a special thanks to Bronzeville Classical. The Bronzeville Classical Eagles are in attendance as they made their way here to the Keating Center for Education Day. For all of our crew inside the Keating Sports Center, for Jamie Spinagle, Eric Willowhite, I'm Chris Rouse. This has been Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Men's basketball action at 5 p.m. as the Scarlet Hawks take on the St. Norbert Green Knights. Once again, our final, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, 76, the Mount Mary Blue Angels, 49. Until next time, thank you, and so long from Chicago.